Hello everybody, Joan Nielsen here. I wanted to do a video. I want to talk a minute about the benefits of cannabis oil and even when, like for Matt, I want to talk about it. Even they have like gluten-free candies that have it, and also the weed when he smokes it. I want to tell you the different things that happen. First of all, when he has the oil, his seizure activity is like almost nil. It's like so I'm going to tell you first, years and years and years ago, Matt had so many seizures he couldn't even leave his bed. The doctor that I had at the time kept telling me to up his dosage. He was on 2 different medications. He was about 15, 16 years old, and I watched my son almost die, okay? I watched him go from seizure after seizure, and the only thing the doctor kept telling me was to keep upping his dosage, keep upping his dosage, keep upping his dosage. I knew then that the drugs that he was getting were getting too much for him. And I just had a feeling that I had to try something else, okay? At the time, of course, I didn't even think about marijuana, although I even knew then how much healing it did. I just didn't think to use it for seizure activity or for anything else, because I myself didn't use it. And of course he was young, right? And I also had Tegan, who was younger. And so, I mean, because of the being illegal, I had a real hard time with doing that, right? But I tried a diet. I tried changing his diet to a low-carb diet, and it really worked, right? Now, he wasn't completely 100% seizure-free, but he went from being almost dead in bed to being able to get up, walk around, and actually start being sort of himself. And he still had the different seizures and stuff for a while, and still had the grand mal seizures, not as often as many times during the day, but he had them quite often still. Gradually, we continued with the diet. He got better and better. It was so weird, because it was so hard for people to believe that diet can help, and they believed because he wasn't allowed carbs that he needed carbs in his diet. It is so important for people to think that they need carbs in their diet. Even like the naturopath, the doctor didn't want me to do it, and all this stuff. And I know that doctors get kickbacks for medication and stuff like that. So I'm going to fast forward a bit, because the diet did work, and he didn't have to be on as much medication as he was on. In fact, we put him all the way back down. He got off of one medication and stayed on one medication for a while, until, here's the thing with medications, in case you didn't know, your body gets immune to it. So it stops working. Then they have to try a new medication. So they try a new medication on him, and he ended up going through all the medications that are out there. This is his last medication that he's on right now. And I know that it only works partially. It doesn't even work full anymore, because his body's getting immune to it. So we had to try something else. We decided to try cannabis oil. Of course, he's an adult now, and there are places where you can now get it for medicinal, right? You can buy them medicinally. And I was still worried, because now I have Loki, so I was still worried about that aspect of it. How's that going to happen? That kind of thing. And it's so weird, because the government knows this works. The pharmaceutical companies, they know it works. Okay? There have been proven cases. This works. So why are they not allowing it to be distributed? Why are they not allowing it to be grown? Why are they not allowing, and I don't mean like for everybody, but I mean if everybody did grow it, you think drug dealers would be dealing it? Like, really? Come on. If you were allowed to grow your own, would you be buying it from somebody else? I don't think so. And you wouldn't care about distributing it either, because everybody could grow it, right? But because it does so much good, that's the problem. Now I want to talk a little bit more, because I'm a very big advocate for the hemp plant, for of course, because Matt requires this for survival. When he has the oil, he has gone from maybe one a month to one seizure every, I don't know. I don't even know. If he doesn't get enough oil, and again, the problem comes in is once your body starts getting used to it, you have to up the dose a little bit. Just like with the drugs, except the side effects, here's the difference, okay? With the pharmaceutical drugs, the side effects for Matt are depression, anger, suicide, violent outbursts, hallucinations, overdosing, and the list goes on and on. And I mean, I am the only one who can control Matt to a point of I can make him remember where he is and who he is, okay? Everybody else, he just gets really agitated and angry if he gets into that scenario. Seizures do real bad things to you in your brain. I can only imagine. But I've seen my son go from a really happy, excited, fun little boy or teenager, because just as he turned 13, he began having seizures, to a totally different person. And with the oil, it helps him become that happy, fun guy again. And he gets to play and have fun and all that stuff. Now, the different things. So the oil helps with the seizure activity, as with everything that he uses. That is hemp, cannabis, all that stuff. It helps with seizure activity. There's so much I've learned just in this process. It's really interesting. Maybe I'll go into that later, but it definitely helps with seizure activity. It definitely helps with his mood swings, his anger, his frustration, his anxieties, fears, all that stuff that are created from the seizures, as well as the drugs that he's been on. But the biggest thing is that it works. It works. And for the government to hold it, and for the
I was inside.
Sorry about that. Keep getting interrupted by Loki. So for the pharmaceutical companies, I know that because they can't, they can't create it. And I'll tell you, they have a drug out that is a synthetic to marijuana, which is so weird, to cannabis, and it still had the same effect that the pharmaceutical drugs have for Matt, which is it started making him really, 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 really angry, and he couldn't control himself at all. So I mean, we tried it. We have tried everything. Okay, the oil works. The oil helps him stay alive. It helps him stay happy. It helps him stay with his thoughts and able to do stuff. Does he still have seizures? Yes. Maybe one every 3-4 months. I don't know. And if the problem comes in is that if he doesn't get enough oil, okay, if I give him enough oil every single day, then he's not having any seizures. But that costs money. So I would love to see a time where I can grow him his own marijuana, create the oil for him so that he doesn't ever have to be without. I don't do anything with it. Nobody in my family does anything with it. It's his. He uses it, and he needs it. He requires it, and that's what I'm looking forward to a point where people who need this medication can get it, can grow it themselves. That it's not so hard to get. I mean, I had to go through I had to go to my doctor and get information and get all this stuff on why I needed it. And I had to find a proper place to go to buy it and all that stuff. And this is a plant that naturally grows. That before the drug law was growing wild, you know. And a way to control us is, this is out there, right? Now we have to go this way. So I'm hoping that we get to a point where this drug is not looked at as a bad thing anymore. It can do so much good to our society, to our children's health, to our health, to the health of people who really require it. For, like I said, Matt to me is a fine example. I've seen my child go from unrecognizable to starting to get back to his self. It's been a long road, but cannabis works, and I really hope it gets to the point where we don't have to have sick people that require this medication fighting for it all the time, because it does work. Make an amazing day, everybody.